Smoke? Yep, that's what we're making, smoke. We're making smoke so I can smoke my clothes. You want to hold the lighter? You want to hold the lighter? You hold that for me, okay? Well, I got done working and decided... I'm talking to the camera. I'm talking to the camera, see? Right here. You want to talk to it? No? Okay. I got done working and decided I'm going to go hunt somewhere tomorrow Saturday. Got to looking around here and pretty much everything's closed due to flooding. There's one place open for archery. And I've hunted there a lot, enjoyed it, but I just ain't feeling it tomorrow. So I'm going to drive upstate a little bit and take the muzzleloader. So I'm out here smoking my clothes. Just got everything washed. But get that fire hot and then I'll throw me a bunch of moss and leaves and wet junk on it and get me some smoke going. I got one of the beehive smokers of Darren's, but I figured I'd start a fire and let this kid play. Anyway, I'm gonna take the smoke pole tomorrow instead of the bow and go to a place I've never stepped foot in my life. But it's not far from where we did the 3-day muzzleloader hunt the other day, so I imagine it's got some pre-rut action going on. Maybe some bucks will be up moving. I plan to get there, just get there about daylight and bucks. Yeah, I'm gonna go after the bucks, the big old bucks.
Can I shoot it?
Can you shoot a buck? Maybe you're only 2, maybe next year. But anyway, I'm gonna go to a place I've never stepped foot in my life and get there about daylight and scout my way in. I'm not gonna carry my chair. I'm gonna go ahead and throw my saddle and stuff in the bag and hopefully find something to set up on. If I don't, then I'll look around. If looks like, you know, a lot of people or anything, I'm not gonna try to mess anybody up walking around or anything. I'll just leave. But I'm gonna go check it out. I ain't never been there before, and if it's what I'm hoping, then there'll be a few overlooked places in it and give me just another place to hunt. I can change it up. I kind of get bored hunting the same places too many times in a row. But I'm gonna get this smoke going. Yep.
Daddy, give me it.
You want to video me? Turn it towards me.
Huh?
Turn it towards me like this. Yeah, hold it right there. Now you're videoing me, see? Look at me. Hold it straight, hold it up. There you go. I really have no idea what I'm getting into tomorrow. I don't feel like taking the boat and then leaving it hooked to the truck or whatever and walking and having somebody mess with my boat or something like that. So I threw the kayak in here, so at least if somebody steals it, I'm not out too much money. But anyway, I'll see y'all in the woods in the morning. Well, I made it. The people at the check station said there's record number of people here. I thought that might be a possibility because everything's closed, so I sure don't want to mess anybody up, especially the regular guys that hunt this place. So I found the place. There's only one truck and it's at a Y, so I can't tell which way he went. I walked a circle looking at tracks, and there's tracks going both ways, and I just can't tell what's his. So I'm going one way and hope he's not that way. And I'd marked 3 pins last night, so I got 2 pins down here. So there's nobody. It doesn't look like anybody's going to be where I wanted to go. So I'm gonna start easing down there. It's 6 o'clock. Got a little while till daylight. I probably won't set up till after daylight, but I'm gonna start slipping. I don't know what you can see as far as camera light, but y'all ain't gonna believe this crap. I slipped down here and was just standing by this tree actually. He's still right here. I heard something coming in the water. So I got ready. Like a 110-inch 8-point, stepped out at 20 steps. I put the crosshairs on the shoulder, squeezed the trigger, and it said click. When I loaded the gun, I never put a primer in it this morning. Unbelievable. He didn't spook. He heard the click and knew something wasn't right, and just kind of eased right back the way he came. But he didn't spook. I still don't have my big cameras or anything out of my bag. He just kept walking right away, right back the way he came. He came out here, right here in front of me. And when I clicked, he turned around and went right back the way he came. He didn't know what was going on, but he knew he didn't like it. He was an older deer. I'm gonna walk in the way he went over towards a big slough about 50 yards and see if there's anywhere to set up. Not that I'll see him again, but if that's where the bucks cruise down that edge of that slough, then that'll be a good spot. Could be a good spot. Got turkeys flying down over here behind me. I can see a fresh rub over there. And there's another one right there. This is right where he walked. This one obviously hasn't been hit, but I like seeing historical rubs because that means they come through here at some point for years. There's really nowhere, if I get up, I haven't seen anywhere I could get up a tree and see anywhere. I'm gonna keep it easing right up this edge. If I see a place, I'm climbing a tree. If not, I'm gonna go the other way, the way he was going, and see if I can find a tree that way. Ain't doing me no good. Like I got a 20-yard shot here on the ground, probably less than that in a tree. It's been about 5 minutes since I last turned this camera on. I was literally standing right there, about 8 yards, showing you the rub. The buck had went right around the edge of this pond and went that way. And I was looking at trees right here, and somebody just shot at 150 yards right down the pond edge. So that one's probably dead. Congratulations to that fellow, though. I guarantee he's tickled to death. I'm surprised I ain't heard him hollering. That was a good buck. Alright. I'm gonna go back this way. Find me a tree. Can't believe I did that. If you can hear that on camera or not, somebody just shot behind me. They're moving. I'm gonna see if I can get over to the end of this pond, the direction that buck was headed. May not be nothing here either, but as far as a place to sit, this filming saves a lot of deer's lives. It's all underwater now, but there's rubs and scrapes. And little hills and stuff I've crossed, like tiny hills, have fresh scrapes on them. I'm trying to get across this slough, and it looks like it's going to be open enough I can climb a tree. It's like 8 o'clock now, so Good 35 minutes after shooting the light. I heard something in the water over here a minute ago, but it was like 100 yards away. It might have been a hog. I'm trying to be in a tree and set before 9, so hopefully I can get across there and set up. Well, by now y'all know I like the water anyway, but I need to get a little bit shallower probably, so I'm not shooting swimming deer. It deep. Should start coming up right up here, but I'm hoping it don't get any thicker. It's nice right here. Plenty of bucks on. Every one of these little rises has got a rub on it, and there was a slough that came in right back there, and I could see the rub line going up the slough. There's a rub shining right there. I've been basically standing in the middle of this slough. I'm coming up to the other side now. I can see dry ground. I've been ready to shoot if I needed to, but I haven't heard a deer hit the water. I haven't heard anything. The squirrels are going crazy. There's one right there, but squirrels are making a racket out here on the dry ground, so there might still be some acorns. It looks like it gets real thick. I may go all the way out on the hill. I don't know. The shooting stopped. I heard one more shot. It was like 5 total. I heard one more shot while I was standing here in the slough. I think it's like 8:20 now. So they're definitely stopped moving. But they should move again late morning, so as I say that, somebody just shot. But I'm not in a big rush. If I don't find something great, if I find something mediocre, I'll set up for an hour and then move or whatever. But I wanna see some more bucks on. Once I got out in the middle of the slough, I haven't seen anything else. And I believe the one I clicked on is probably the biggest buck over there, I would imagine. And I believe he's dead. So I'm gonna keep going to the other side of the slough. Well, it's a dead zone in here. It's 10:25, I haven't seen anything. I'm not gonna give it much longer. I think guys will be getting down and going to lunch or whatever here soon. I'm pretty confident I could slip around and find me a big one to shoot, but I don't want to mess nobody up, so I'm gonna slip somewhere or slip over somewhere outside of this slough or something and sit. There's a patch of scrub oaks and pines, it looks like, out here I can see on the map. I may slip over there and see if there's scrapes. I'm sure there are. I got a hard time believing them big bucks go out there in the daylight though. But I'm gonna give it just a few more minutes and start packing things up pretty slow and make a move. Well, I'm on the ground. It takes me about, I don't know, 7-8 minutes now to get everything packed up and cameras put away and all that junk, get ready to move. Getting a little faster. Just left my saddle on, I ain't going far. I'm gonna get across the slough and I'm just barely gonna move and hopefully see some sign. Well, it's 12 o'clock. I just sat down to drink me a water and take a load off. Cause I've gone about a mile now. Just moving slow. And I have not seen anything worth hunting. There was a couple big rubs right on the edge coming out of the swamp into the scrub. But there's so much sand out here. If they were coming through here much, I could see a track. And I've only seen a couple little buck tracks, nothing that was going to be a shooter. So it's not looking good. And I'm hot. Today's my wife's birthday. And I'm out here in the woods instead of doing something with her. I told her about forgetting to put a primer in my gun. She thinks it's funny. I told her that would have probably been the biggest buck I've shot since that 14 point a couple years ago. I don't know. I'm hoping they take pictures of him so I can see him at the check station when I leave. Or at least know if that was him or not. If that wasn't him, I'll be back in there hunting him. I imagine it was, though. I think I've decided to just relax a while. However long a while is. And then get back to the swamp. As long as this wind holds steady. And cross the slough and scout my way back towards the truck on the other side. Well, it's 1 o'clock. I ain't seen nothing, not that I expected to, but I've rested enough. I'm gonna get back in the swamp and get in one of them sloughs and start slipping and looking for sign. I don't think nobody's gonna be out there in that knee and thigh deep water, so I shouldn't mess nobody up. I'm down here right on back on the edge of the swamp now. There's quite a bit more sign down here. Fresh scrapes and a lot of tracks. Scrape. I just passed a big one right there when it opened up. Try to find where they're going down into the swamp. I'm being quiet because I could see a big buck at any minute. But from where I saw the tracks and the scrapes and stuff like that, I didn't see no giant tracks there, but it kind of funneled down out into the swamp. And I came out here. It was all headed this direction, and this is where the buck I saw this morning was heading. Let me take that back. A pond like this was where I saw the buck this morning heading. So it's not connected to the river, and it's only ankle deep. So it's just got rainwater standing in it. And I'm trying to ease up here to a little strip without jumping one and get up a tree, but I could see a big rub right here shining. So they're gonna be in there. I'm just barely moving. It's only like 2 o'clock, 2:15. So I got plenty of time. The wind's coming about like this. He could be laying right here, I don't know. But I'm gonna try to get up here. I'm gonna try to get up here to this point. That way I can see both sides of it. It's 10 after 3. I'm all set up here. I wanted to be a little farther behind me, but I got into this treetop and couldn't pick out a tree, so I didn't walk down there. Couldn't pick out a tree where I'd be able to see any farther, so I got the scrub where I basically rested is over there, and these deer were coming down into this pond. There's an island in this pond right here in front of me. This dry, I'm basically sitting in a 20-yard stretch of water, and then big pond over there, shaped like a figure 8. So I'm in the center of it. I haven't walked, I came up this edge right here and saw the rubs going across here. I would assume they go up both sides over here, so. But if one wants to cross here this evening, I'll be waiting on him. This is the narrow spot. It's big pond over there, big pond over there, and then the rubs are coming across right here. So they could come this way, this way. It looks like somebody sat here a long time ago, got limbs cut. I just want to be real clear before a little basket rack walks out. I'm not waiting on a giant. I got 4 more tags to fill. Somebody just sent me the picture of that buck I clicked on this morning dead. The boy did kill him. He's a little bigger than I thought. He was a 10-point. He had like his 9th and 10th points were like 2 inches. When he was looking at me, or looking my direction, I couldn't see him. He's big, 115 inches anyway, I guess. Maybe better than that. Almost looks like a 130, but the guy's holding his head out there. It was so early, I was looking at frame and G2s, and he was big. Good for him, though. It's 4:25 right now. I ain't seen nothing, but I'm hoping by 5:30, 6 o'clock I do. The picture of that buck made it on the Facebook. Everybody's sending it to me now, not knowing it was the one I clicked on. Oh boy. That's 2 big bucks due to user error on the muzzleloader this year. I was thinking about something earlier too. That boy that killed that buck was obviously set up in the wrong place. He wouldn't have seen him if it hadn't have been for me. But he was set up on an escape route or something. Better lucky than good, I reckon. It's 5:30. I'm starting to hear stuff. I'm starting to hear a lot of animals stirring around. I just can't see far. Something came through the water over here behind me. There's something in the palmettos on the other end of the pond, like 80 yards away, and I could hear it rustling, and probably a hog or something over here. just want to say, because I just got another text or Facebook message, but I've had several people tell me they're going through cancer or got in a car accident or something and watching my videos on YouTube they've enjoyed while they've been stuck in the house or not able to do anything. So I appreciate those messages and I'm glad y'all enjoy them. I glimpsed something go through a gap over there about 80 yards. I think it was a deer, but I'm not sure. But it went out to where the acorns and scrapes and stuff are. Imagine this early it was a doe, so if it was a deer, it could have been a hog, but I think it was a deer. It's 6:30. I'm holding the gun and sitting on go, but I hadn't seen nothing. Something splashed in the water over there, 120 yards or so. It kind of sounded like a deer swimming and coming up, but who knows? I still got a little time. I'm so close to the edge. Out there where the scraped are, it's wide open, so I'm so close to that. I don't expect them to get here till last minute, because I don't see a big buck walking out there not open in the daylight very, very much. There's been 3 shots in the last 5 minutes. I've been marking them on the map when I hear them. All 3 of them have been down in the thick swamp, nothing in the open hill country. He, whatever, is on the other edge of this figure 8. Hopefully it comes this way and not that way. It's just walking, it's sloshing good in the water. Sounds like that one was sounding this morning. Ain't got much, I'm gonna be seeing it. There's some hogs over here now making a racket. I'm having a hard time hearing it, but I think it was a deer. It's a deer. Whatever it is right here. And the hogs are right there. It's still at like 100 yards. I think it's going around the other end of the pond. Whatever that was, I heard originally went around the other end of the pond. I got hogs over here in the slough making it hard to hear and turkeys flying up there in front of me. I've heard 3 more shots. I ain't got a lot of light left. I think the hogs are coming this way. It sounds like it's got to be 50 of them. I know you can hear them on this little mic. Just like a constant splash. That's wild. I ain't ever heard nothing like that. It's 7 o'clock. Nothing showed. I'm gonna give it till I can't see no more. Well, that's gonna be a wrap. No sightings since the big buck this morning, other than whatever I glimpsed over there. I still had a fun day, I reckon. Learned a valuable lesson. Always put a primer in a muzzleloader. Hopefully I'll get out tomorrow after church somewhere, so maybe I'll see you tomorrow. We'll see. Well, it's 3:30 on Sunday. It's a little warm. I've been slipping up the edge of this big pond there for about 30 minutes. The wind's supposed to be almost out of the due east, and it just switched out of the west, and like 4 deer went to blowing up here. I was trying to find something open enough to sit. I've been seeing the rubs and stuff coming in here. I sent Tristan and a buddy on up. They went walk the road and cut in up here half a mile or something. But I'm gonna keep easing on up this pond, I guess, and try to find a place to sit. It's a little thick in here. I just been coming up the edge, and I can see a cypress gap, or a strip of cypress that runs between two ponds. I was gonna try to ease up there, and there was a deer right here on the edge of it. I couldn't tell what it was. It didn't really spook, but it heard me and knew something wasn't right and was walking through the water. I just gotta be able to get somewhere where I can see. I can't see 10 yards here. There's a lot of browse. I was standing there looking at the browse sign, and I can see where the deer have been twisting their feet and turning around, just eating this green grass. All these shoots are bit off. Other than that, there ain't nothing in there for them to feed on. Some vines. Water up on the bushes where the deer just went through here. It's just gonna be GoPro footage tonight. If I see anything. I had marked 3 or 4 places that I wanted to look at, hoping the train was what I thought it was. This being the best. And I went through the other places, and it was like I thought, so I just kept coming up here real slow. But there's nowhere. I mean, if I set up, I'd basically have to put my platform at ground level to be able to shoot. So I'm just gonna sit on the ground. Hopefully something moves through. There's rubs and stuff all over right in front of me. I would think a lot of deer would bed to my left. The wind's supposed to be coming like this, but it keeps doing that kicking around jump. It is what it is. I'm here now. But this is a good spot. I got a big pond. I'll turn this camera around in a second, but I got a big, deep flag pond. Marsh, whatever you want to call it. That's flooded right now. The water's at my feet. This is one of the only trees I could sit at that had enough dry ground at the base of it. I don't know if you can hear the main road. I'm not far off the main road. I have to measure it. My truck's only like 250 yards. But them bucks definitely come through here. And when we came in the check station, none had been killed today. So that tells me they're not out cruising. They're in tight little areas, because I know there's plenty of bucks in here. They're in tight little areas, so hopefully I'm in there amongst them. sightings yet. I'm going to use the last 10-15 minutes of legal light just to slip up here 50 yards or something and see to the end of this pond. Just move real slow so I can hear something. I just stood up and John texted me, said he's got a buck on him or around him grunting. Hopefully there's a boom here in a minute. John just texted me a freaking spike. There's so much buck sign right here where I'm at. They've got to be coming and going bedding in this pond. I haven't heard anything. When these bucks get up in the evening, they generally make a lot of noise because they ain't worried about nothing. They'll slosh in the water and whatever. Either they ain't here or they ain't up. Well, it's 7:05, so I still got a minute or two illegal, but I don't think I'm going to see one in that minute or two. So that's going to be a wrap. I hadn't heard Tristan or John shoot, so Tristan's out there in the scrub where it's a lot lighter, so he still have a few more minutes, but there'll be an update if anything happens, but I think that's it. I had fun. I always enjoy coming to a new piece of public, so there's definitely some good bucks here. It's worth hunting. I'll be scouting it a little bit this off season and have some things lined up for next year, I imagine. But anyway, hope y'all enjoyed it. Appreciate you watching, and we'll see you on the next one.